Hello everyone.
Hello guys, welcome to PitchingInLine. In this video, we're going to talk about India's performance in the World Cup so far. They have lost the second match against New Zealand by 8 wickets, which was virtually a do-or-die match. Now the chances of India qualifying to the semis are very, very slim, though we do have mathematical chances, but we need a miracle and a lot of results to go in our way. And we should also not forget the fact that net run rate also will play a major role. So first, we will, in this video, we're going to divide the topics into 3 segments. First, we're going to talk about the shortcomings, cricketing shortcomings, what India has done with their strategies, where it went wrong. And in the second segment, second part, we're going to talk about things which has affected this Indian team to perform like this. And the third would be the roadmap of what is the future of how to plan cricket. So we'll start with the shortcomings. And the first shortcoming that I would like to raise the point is batting has been a biggest failure, bro. And this team, usually when you say India, they're known for having an explosive batting lineup, and they had one, and still they failed. What do you think really happened? Despite having such a talented and proven players, batting has been an absolute disaster.
First of all, I think it's the lack of intent. That's what I will try to quote here. See, I don't want to compare Indian team with any other team, but see, the situation is such. See, if you see the teams like England, see, they are not scared about losing the wickets up front. They're like, okay, we will just play out the power play without losing any wicket, then we will go after the bowling. They don't play like that. They just attack you from the very first ball. And they know that they have a very deep batting order and their intent is very clear. While our intent is not at all visible. If you see the first match against Pakistan, when Shahid Afridi, started swinging the ball from the initial first delivery, you could see, that nervousness in KL Rahul's face and Rohit Sharma's face. It was like they have never
Yes.
faced left arm seamer before in their life, and it has
Mm.
been the story forever. With if you see Rohit Sharma, Amir has troubled him, Junaid Khan has troubled him, and Trent Bolt has troubled him. Now it's Shaheen Afridi. If you don't have that intent, if you don't have that confidence while facing your opponent bowler in the first over, then where do you go?
Yes, and certainly, and in batting, the power play game has been very poor.
Yeah.
Like very poor because both the matches we didn't cross more than 36 runs. As in, we weren't even scoring at 6 runs per over. We were scoring at 5 runs per over, and mind you, the pitches weren't that bad. Pitches weren't that bad, and we have lost 5 wickets in total. We lost 5 wickets in total. But we generally know India. We used to go with one kind of formula where we are quite cautious at the start and we try to maximize at the end. That has been India's pattern with Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, and Virat Kohli, even in the 19 World Cup as well. But what happened this time? They have been losing wickets a lot. And it was pretty clear, man. I mean, we have seen IPL, and in IPL, we have always seen it that the teams which are doing well in the power play are the teams which are winning.
Yeah.
It's do or die. If you have a great power play, that means you are going to win, and which automatically means you have to score around 45 to 50 runs. We have seen it throughout IPL in UAE that middle overs and final overs were very difficult to accelerate. Where do you think these people have gone wrong? Because this is something not a rocket science. We know it. Obviously, even Indian team knows it. What happened?
I think, see, I'll tell you one thing. See, first of all, we in our lineup, if you see the most of the players they don't have runs, behind their back. Take Rohit Sharma, who was not scoring runs in Mumbai for Mumbai Indians in IPL. Kohli was scoring runs, but he was on and off and on and off. And Surya, he wasn't in form. Ishan Kishan, he stuck form in last two matches. And the people who are scoring runs, they are not in your squad. So that automatically tells a story. And first of all, and your batting lineup is, you are depending too much upon Ravindra Jadeja as a finisher. I agree, he's a very good player. He has won many matches for us, in past few months. But he is not your finisher. He is not your finisher. He
Right.
can play that supporting role. He
Yeah,
can
it's
play the
not the ideal
supporting
number
role.
7.
Yeah, but he's not like someone who can. He's not Russell. It's not Kyron Pollard to come, soak the pressure and hit the long boundaries. No, and that's why you have kept Hardik Pandya in your team, and he is not in form and he's not delivering.
Mm.
And you are ready to shift all the players across him. And yesterday also, if you see against New Zealand, Kohli told that Surya Kumar Yadav is missing out because of back smasher, which I absolutely don't believe. Because
Okay.
Hardik Pandya, if he is playing with his limitations, I don't know what happened to Surya Kumar Yadav in 1 week. And he was supporting the players who are in form, and that's why India has suffered in this World Cup in both the matches. I will be very honest with you.
Okay, and we'll come to the bowling department right now. And I mean, to cut this slack, I don't know whether that is the right word to use. Bowlers honestly didn't have enough runs on the board to defend, especially in the second innings. But despite that, we still the bowling wasn't effective.
Yeah.
We never looked threatening in both the innings. It was a good thing that after the first match, where when you're defending 150, Bumrah only bowled 3 overs. With 110, Bumrah bowled 4 overs, and he actually did well. 2 for 19 is a very good performance when you're defending 110. But there's no bite. I keep saying this thing. To win T20 tournaments, you need to have very good bowling lineups. Except for Bumrah, there's nobody else. Nobody where you feel like, okay, oh my God, somehow we'll try to survive this guy's overs and we'll attack somebody. But now the situation is that just play out Bumrah, you can take on anybody else. And we thought Varun Chakravarti will be a trump card. He will actually come here and dominate all these teams, mystery spinners. His economy might be good, but he's taken inside the team for his wicket taking
Wicket-taking.
abilities.
Correct.
That has not been there. What do you say about the bowling?
See, first I'll answer your first part. You told that yeah, of course there was no runs on the board. That's fine. I completely agree that. But it's not like if you can't even pick at least 3 wickets while bowling second. Okay, leave about yesterday's match. The score was mere 110, and then you even though you picked 2 wickets, but against Pakistan 150, even though it was a small total, 150 was a total with which you could have played something, because with the Pakistan batting lineup, they depend very much upon their openers. They depend too much upon Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam and Fakkar Zaman to an extent. And Hafiz is, has been short of runs of late. Shoaib Malik is
Okay.
coming back to the team. So what you
Yes.
could do is you just try to take wickets in the power play. At least remove one of the openers. You are not bowling short ball to Mohammad Rizwan. Mohammad Rizwan is he succumbs to short ball. You're not bowling short ball to him. Uh, I don't know. This is the approach. If you are bowling with this approach and Bhuvneshwar Kumar is opening the attack, we obviously who doesn't have any pace at this moment and doesn't have any swing as well. So if this is your bowling attack, then I'm sorry, it's not working.
Yes, and definitely. And one more thing, what I would like to add is we went with 5 bowlers.
Yeah.
We went with 5 bowlers. You need a genuine 6 bowling option. We know Hardik Pandya has been struggling with fitness. I mean, as much as I know he's getting a lot of hatred and everything, but I also feel for the guy because it was not his decision to be selected in the World Cup squad. It was the selector's decision. It was the team management's decision. They have seen him, right? They have seen him. So seeing all these things, that's how you kind of make your balance of the team. You know how you take it, but that didn't happen. And Jadeja was very ineffective. Mohammad Shami had 2 bad outings. I mean, there was no plan. Yeah, I mean, seeing this match, both the matches, you couldn't really point it out what exactly was India's plan, and that didn't happen. Batting has been a failure, bowling has been a failure. So we'll move to the second segment, where we will talk about what are the things that they could have done differently, uh, or the things which they could have changed, which would have worked in their favor. So first, I'll start with the same thing. We actually had one option, right? After the squad was announced, teams can still change their players, like whoever are out of form, and we had ample of time.
Yeah.
Because when the squad was announced, IPL second leg didn't even start.
Correct.
And you even after IPL second leg has happened, the teams in all the international teams had an options to change any of their out of form players. That didn't happen. And what do you see this as? One, backing your players and showing that you're not at all panicking or making sudden moves, that you're backing your players. Number two, you're being stubborn. You're just going with the reputation, because there were a few really good performances. Harshal Patel has been phenomenal this season. He has been phenomenal. 32 wickets. We have seen him whenever Virat Kohli called him up, he picked up wickets. We know Rahul Chahar wasn't in form. So what are the ideal changes they could have made it, and why do you think they didn't make it?
I think, see, they just wanted to be proved right. I mean, they were like, what if, what will other people think if we change the squad? And they would have thought maybe it will send the wrong signals to the opposition. See, it's not like that. You're not sending any kind of wrong signals. See, you are going for a World Cup, and you are not going to please anyone there. You are playing to win. Uh, it happened to Pakistan also. No, Pakistan also, they changed their 3-4 players. They announced the squad, and luckily for them, even though that tour was cancelled of New Zealand, they had the domestic tournament, and they saw players there, and the players which they selected, they weren't performing. So what they did is they just picked the players up, and they replaced with them the players who were performing there. So it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad strategy to bring in informed players, because you are playing for your team, and you are playing the World Cup, world event. It's no shame in that. Yuzvendra Chahal was bowling well. No, he's not there. Harshal Patel was bowling well. He was not there. And mind you, and they are the players who were in Virat Kohli's team in IPL, and they are the ones who picked wickets for him whenever he required. And still they didn't find any place in the squad. And you brought Rahul Chahar for Yuzvendra Chahal. Did he play the team? Did he play any match? No. And what's your plan? What was
Yes,
your plan?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Even if I had other players, Akshar Patel, he was initial in the squad, but he was removed. I agree with Shardul Thakur's decision, but Akshar Patel, I feel he should have been in. He could have been that third spinner or whatever. He was in form. He is somebody who can bowl in the power play overs, he can bowl in the middle. We have seen Jadeja wasn't able to do well in the power play overs, and you could have even taken Deepak Chahar. I know they went with the decision of going with Bhuvi, keeping in mind of that experience, because Bhuvi gives you position of bowling in the death as well as in the fight with the new ball. If you actually bring in Deepak Chahar and Harshal Patel, from one end, I think at the start, Deepak Chahar can bowl 3 overs, and you can bring in Harshal Patel at the end to bowl along with Jasprit Bumrah. That is doable, and both these batsmen can actually play. Like what we have spoken, Jadeja not being an ideal number 7. Now what happens is 8 and 9, you have a little bit of cushion. These players can actually tom few sixes. That didn't happen. I think those were the mistakes. And one more topic what I would like to raise over here is many people were talking about bio-bubble fatigue. And one thing we have to definitely take it into the consideration is the players have been on road since June. Since June, they have been playing intense cricket. They have played WTC final, it didn't go away. England series was very, very closely fought. They showed great energy. It's very difficult for players also to maintain that energy for 6-8 months. And mind you, these players didn't step a foot into their homes. They didn't. Virat Kohli hasn't gone to his home in Mumbai since June. KL Rahul, Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, and you see other teams. None of the teams have this much baggage. Do you think the timing or the way they have prepared the schedule, maybe it is IPL, whatever it is, do you think BCCI just ignored players, mental health and physical health?
See, yeah, I mean, this is a topic which is very sensitive nowadays because, you could see the players, they are going through a lot of the struggles, even though they are staying in, big hotels and, good fancy accommodation, it doesn't mean that you are happy there because you are confined to a very limited space and you don't have anyone to interact with. Even though you have all these technological advancements and stuff like that. But I have an unpopular opinion. See, if you feel as a player, okay, if you as a player, if you feel that I'm going to play the World Cup, I'm going to play the World Cup, and IPL is there, and if I feel that yes, I can be that person who will play an important role in my team, lifting that World Cup. So I have an option. I have an option to avoid playing IPL for this particular time. I
Yes,
could do that.
but yeah,
I could do
I
that.
agree. Yeah, I agree with you, but and I'll also give a counter argument for it also. Is that number one is all our World Cup squad people, they had no preparation for T20 World Cup. We haven't played any matches before IPL. Even before the World Cup, when was the Indian team played the T20? It was against England in February. February. And this is October. It's like 6 months before, 6 months back. They haven't played T20. So sometimes what happens is you only see IPL as the only format where you can come back into group because most of the players were in England. Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Bumrah, Shami, Ashwin, all these players are in England, different conditions, different formats, so they have to change. Number one. Number two is World Cup squad wasn't announced. They thought what they thought is IPL will be a selection round. Inevitably, whoever plays well, right, they might get a nod. So bearing that in mind, I think probably are the reasons why players, didn't take that decision. But Josh Butler did that. Johnny Bairstow did that, and you could see the results. He's doing well. Josh Butler is doing amazingly well. So that is one topic. And next, what we're going to talk about is what do you say about team management? Do you think having those many heads, you still have MS Dhoni, you have MS Dhoni inside, you have Ravi Shastri, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and their strategies, like what happened yesterday with opening with Ishan Kishan in place of Rohit Sharma. I mean, it could be, do you think it was like saving Rohit Sharma against Trent Bolt, or do you think they were going for left-right combination?
See, even though even if you ask this question to Virat Kohli and if he says no, it was a tactical move, we wanted a left and right hand combination. Everybody knows that it is because of that, that hesitation to expose Rohit Sharma to a left hand seamer, and that is an unwritten fact. Everybody knows that. Second is, if you want a left and right hand combination, why you can't open with Rohit? Rahul can bat in the middle order, no? He has been playing in middle order in ODIs, so he can play that role. He can play that role in that middle order. He can play around. He can take singles. He can take odd risks and play. Because he has the ability. It's not like he doesn't have the ability. He can shoot, yes. So Rohit Sharma, as a bona fide opening batsman, if you are hesitating to expose him, then it means that you are panicking, and you have sent the signals to the opposition camp that, man, these people are under pressure, and this is the time we will take on them, and that's what New Zealand did yesterday.
Yes, and there were also a few other decisions also as well, with Bumrah not opening against Pakistan when you're defending a very low total.
Exactly.
There were definitely few strategies which are very bizarre, and you can't just blame Virat Kohli. I know he's the most soft target, but all these things are definitely discussed in the team management. They're discussed in the team meetings. Collectively, they come to a decision and they play it out. So that didn't work out. I don't know what was the role of MS Dhoni or what is every individual's role is something. And one more thing, what I would like to address is the elephant in the room. Do you think India are chokers in the big matches in an ICC tournaments, and their inability to absorb the pressure? You can say Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, they're class players. They have 30 hundreds each. Virat has 40. He's close to 30. Rohit Sharma, one day hundreds. They played all over the world. They scored centuries in bilateral series. But it's been quite a long time that all these players are not performing in all important ICC tournament matches. Be it 17 Champions Trophy, where there was a collective failure. Even 16 was a collective failure.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Virat Kohli's one-man show,
correct,
against Australia, we barely survived against Bangladesh.
correct.
And he did well even in the semi-finals as well. He was there, but 17 even he failed. 19 everybody failed in the semi-finals. Dhoni and Jadeja, they played a knock, but it was too late. 21 WTC final test. Again, we all India had to do was play 1 hour extra in batting, one and a half hour. They would have probably shared the ICC mace. That didn't happen. Now again against Pakistan, big pressure game, important game. It may not be a knockout, but it is an important game. New Zealand was a virtual knockout. And do you think all these players, this group of players, which has Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, Bumrah, do you think they have this fear of failure, or do you think they have this PTSD with losing so many matches?
See, first of all, I don't doubt any of their abilities. They are very good players, and see, they have represented us and they have done so many things for India. I won't touch there. I won't go there. But see, my point is, if you can't perform in the big stage, and if you fail in that big day where it really matters for you to push the limits and put the pressure on the opposition, you just crumble down. Okay, if it happens for once, I'll agree. Twice, oh, it's okay, no problem, it happens. But it's happening again and again and again. So it's not a mere coincidence. So I think there is something in the mind. I think there is something in the mind which needs to be addressed. And I think, as you rightly said, we might accept it, and we might not accept it. Someone might have a different opinion. That's fine. But there is a fear of failure, and that is very evident in the way these people play. Even the Pakistan match, even though it was the first game of the tournament, this is the team who was dominating England and Australia in the warm-up game. Even though the conditions were different, those matches weren't your official matches. Everything is been taken into consideration.
The game was different.
Exactly.
The way they approached the game was different.
Exactly. So when you suddenly see crowds are behind you, your Pakistan, you're the team which you don't play often, is opposite to you, and you started panicking, and that's not a sign of a good team, and that's not a sign of a good player. So this is where we are choking, and definitely it's a fear of failure.
So now we'll move on to the next part, next segment. That is, what are the things that we can look forward to do where we draw a roadmap for our recovery? I think it is high time that now it's very, very high time that we need to choose our players now. We need to choose the format players. I personally think like that. We have IPL. Man, IPL is considered to be the best cricket league in the world, and we haven't won a single World Cup since then.
Yeah,
we haven't won a single World Cup.
Yeah.
And I know T20 is a format where any team can win. Sometimes luck plays a factor, but still, you have to be much more closer than that. After 2007, we only went into the finals once, and there's a very good chance of crashing out right now from the semi-finals if other results don't go our way. And And do you think it is high time that BCCI starts selecting format players? Like you have Virat, Bumrah, Rohit, KL, Shami, all these people are multi-format players, and it is also taking toll on them. Do you think we have to really, groom separate T20 players, at least for T20?
Seriously, definitely high time. See, I'll take you again back, no, 2015, when England, same thing happened to them, right? They couldn't even go to quarterfinals. They were knocked out by Bangladesh. So they just sat, they decided that no, this is not the way forward. We will prioritize the white ball format now. We will keep separate players for white ball cricket, separate players for red ball cricket. So that first of all, that pressure is not there with the players because they don't play every format. So they are fresh whenever they are given a series to play. Since then, when Morgan took over that white ball setup, then you could see the results. Then you could see the difference, and they have started developing players. They have pipeline coming. If you see the white ball talent in England, it is way superior than what we are at least seeing in this current Indian team. So I think it's all intent. We have to change the intent, and I'm really against this multi-format players now. I think see, keeping aside 2 3 players, I think you have to shuffle around the players. First of all, it will affect their performances. They might be tired or whatnot. So go for players who are specialists to that format, and you will see the results. Not immediately, but gradually.
Yeah, I think England is like you mentioned is the prime example. Not only they started doing well in the limited overs, they have also exceeded the career duration of bowlers like Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad.
Exactly.
The only reason they are still playing is because they stopped playing limited overs after 2015, and they gave them the assurance that you will still be part of our test circle, and it is going well. And I think it is high time for India to do that as well. And for T20 formats, I think we need to explore youngsters. We need to explore youngsters. The Kohli tenure has been good, but who is our next captain? Who is our next young captain? Rohit Sharma is already 33, 34.
Yeah.
He's going to retire in 2 years.
Yeah.
Whom are you grooming as the captain?
No.
What are your lineups? Who is in the prime position to take to open? And it's important to choose players who play with the pressure.
Yeah.
I think we have to. It's high time that we judge players based on their performances in the playoffs.
Correct.
It is very high time. You had players like Gautam Gambhir, Suresh Raina, probably the most underrated. I think we give them very, very, very less credit.
Yeah,
but those two players always performed when it mattered. Even Yuvraj Singh is somebody who wins the tournaments for you.
For sure.
Gambhir played all those gritty knocks. Even Raina. If it wasn't for Raina's twin 30 knocks in in the quarterfinals and in the semifinals, things would have been totally different. So even 30 runs will be a very, very crucial thing. So you need those players. It's important that you groom players. You find out players, not the talented ones. Anybody who comes through IPL is talented. India is a land of talent when it comes to cricket. Don't go blindly with talent. You need players who perform, who take the responsibility, who wants to win the matches for India. It's of no use if you just play a couple of knocks, 2 big sixes, and getting a fat check of 2 crores, 5 crores, 15 crores. It's of no use. Indian cricket should be a priority. And one second thing, what I would really ask BCCI is prepare. Preparation for T20 World Cup has been very poor. You look at England, how many matches they played before coming to the World Cup. They were playing since January. They were playing all the teams. They played Pakistan. I think they even played West Indies, if I'm not wrong.
They played Sri Lanka also.
Sri Lanka. They played Australia before IPL. So they were giving them that international match stimulation. There's a huge difference between IPL and international. IPL is a domestic tournament.
Correct.
Yeah, it is better than other domestic leagues in the world, but it is not at the level of international cricket. England has done that. Even Pakistan is an example. They played against West Indies, England, toured England. They played against South Africa. They were supposed to play at home against New Zealand and England. It didn't happen, unfortunately. But they had a plan, right?
They had a plan.
Pakistan, if you actually see, even in the warm-ups, they played the same team. The first choice 11. England is doing the same thing. You talk about New Zealand. New Zealand were touring to Bangladesh. I mean, it is not required to go to Bangladesh. South Africa has no need of going to Bangladesh. Teams were preparing. West Indies was preparing. And where was India? What was India doing? We are playing test matches in England. It was a good series. Nothing against them. They did well, and I'm proud of them. But where is the preparation? You can't expect those people to play IPL and suddenly come and win the World Cup. And I think they have to prioritize international cricket. I know IPL is huge. It involves a lot of money. And what people don't understand is every year you need to earn that much of money to pay. It's not easy, for franchises, because they're running a franchise. They need income of surplus of money, and they only get it when IPL is happening. But don't compromise on international cricket.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And clearly our players were tired, especially those main players who came through England. So what do you think about it? How should BCCI plan about it? Do you think they were very lethargic in the way they have gone about the schedule? And they didn't even get much time also between IPL and World Cup.
I think it's very unfortunate. I think we also spoke about this a few minutes back, so I don't think that we should touch it again. But again, yeah, grooming your players is very, very important. Have those multi-format players, specialist players. See, it's not like we don't have talent. We have abundance of talent, and we see time and again, year by year in IPL. But it's not like they will only perform in IPL and they will be with India as some reserves just to have that extra luggage, because you can't carry you can't call someone if there is any injury and all because of bio bubbles and all these things. So prepare players. No, look at Prithvi Shaw, look at Ishan Kishan, look at someone like what you call Venkatesh Iyer. These people are specialist players. Yeah, Shreyas Iyer.
Karthik Tyagi, Bisnoy. There are many young
Yeah,
players.
many young
Shubman
players.
Gill.
And first of all, their target should be fine. This World Cup, it's pretty much over. Even though many people will say many things that we can do this and do that, but if you see it clearly, if you think logically, it's over for India. So what they should do is play this, try to win all these matches, come back, and the New Zealand series, white ball series is coming, followed by the test matches. I definitely feel that seniors will take this. So take this as an opportunity, groom those performers who have performed in the IPL, put them in the squad, and see where they go, and
You
see
need to build a team.
where they stand in international level.
Yeah, it is important, man. Because we are seeing a player like Sanju Samson is highly talented, who has shown great capabilities, but hasn't really done well in international cricket. And you can say whatever reasons said and done, but you can't expect suddenly Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, everybody's retiring, and you're bringing new players and expecting all those new players to start playing big knocks from day one. It takes time. You have to groom and you select those pressure players. There's no point of selecting only talented players. Pick out the players who are playing in crucial stages of the game. And one more thing, what I would like to add, I forgot, is when we say multi-format, this thing, right? It is also important that all the international players to play domestic matches,
Correct.
not IPL.
True.
Domestic.
Syed
I mean,
Mushtaq Ali,
India's
Ranji Trophy, and all these things.
yeah, because you look at the record against spin, just not T20 one day test. We are struggling everywhere. We are struggling against Nathan Lyon in Australia. We were struggling in England against spin. Can you believe it? Indian team is struggling against spin bowlers in this World Cup. Ishori and Santner. They are good bowlers, but they're not like somebody like Shane Warne or Muthai Muralidharan. But we were struggling like hell. And it's been a pattern for a very, very long time. It's been a pattern for 4-5 years. When will you do it? The only time is you have to play in domestic matches. Even in Test cricket, all formats, I think it's very important that we do have a very good quality spinners playing the domestic this thing. All the internationals, when they're not playing Test, play Ranji trophies. When you're not playing I think it's important. What do you say about it?
I think it's important. Our players, they I don't know. It's very unfortunate that they don't prioritize domestic cricket anymore. I think it's not a good idea. If you see England, see when their players, the main players, like the Test players, when they are available, like when they don't play international matches, you could see them play in county matches. It's not like
Mm.
the players who are in fringes of selections. No, I'm talking about proper players who are the first choice players of their national team. You can see Joe Root playing county cricket. You could even see James Anderson bowling. You could
Mm.
imagine, before the Test series began against England, he played a match for Lancashire. He played a match
Mm.
for Lancashire. In that match, he took 7 for. So it's all about preparation. It's all about playing domestic cricket doesn't make you any inferior. It just enhances you. It's not there is no age barrier or anything. You still can learn, and it's about your self development. And that's why you are struggling against people like Ishodi, who definitely might be a good spinner, but not at the standards where we are grown in India. India have abundance of
Mm.
spinners. You can't
I
make
mean,
this excuse.
yeah, because we haven't hit a single boundary in those 8 overs.
That's what,
We didn't hit in between 5th to 18th over for 71 balls, almost 12 overs. We didn't hit a single boundary, and there was not even a single boundary against a spinner. That is downright outrageous considering we grow on these pitches. We have grown up on these pitches. This should be our strength. But what is happening? England is playing much better. England is playing much better cricket, and usually everybody were criticizing them. Whether England can do well on these kind of pitches where these are not batting tracks, but they're finding a way to do it, and the reason is they're practicing it, and it's high time that even India starts doing it. Otherwise, this will be this is very high time. We lost 17, we lost 19, we lost 21. Now this 21 WTC and T20 right now. If not now, then when? This is the wake up call that BCCI and Indian cricket and all the players also. You're playing for India. I know it is a lot of pressure. It is difficult. You win few matches, you lose few matches, but the intensity, the body language, the will to fight should be there. And I think this is something that we have to look into. So that's it, guys. From us, it's been a long video, but we have broken down everything and we have spoken about it. We'll see you in other videos. Tata, bye bye, see you.
bye bye.